Welcome, dear children, to Standard 8 General Science. Today we will be studying Chapter 14 Measurement and Effects of Heat, Module 1. The learning objectives for this session are to understand the concept of heat, to study the sources of heat, to study the difference between heat and temperature, and to learn various units of measurement of temperature, and to study the thermometer in detail. Children, we know that heat flows from hot object to cold object, and the temperature of an hot object tells us how hot or cold the object is. The temperature of a cold object is lower than the temperature of the hot object. The device used for measurement of temperature is thermometer. We know that metals expand on heating, or any object expands on heating and contracts on cooling. Also, the states of matter changes. States of matter in the sense it changes from solid to liquid to gas. So if you heat an ice cube, it will turn into liquid, and if you heat it more, it will start boiling and turn into water vapor. So heat is the thing that changes the temperature as well as the state of the matter. So heat, the unit of heat in SI system is joule, while in CGS is calorie. 1 calorie is equivalent to 4.18 joule. 1 calorie heat is the heat required to increase the temperature of 1 gram of water to 1 degree Celsius. Let us solve a problem. How much heat will be needed to raise the temperature of 1.5 kg of water from 15 degrees Celsius to 45 degrees Celsius? Give the answers in an answer in calories as well. So from by reading this problem, we get some information. So the information that we get is the mass of water is 1.5 kilograms, and the temperature of water goes from 15 to 45 degree Celsius. So given we have mass of water, that is 1.5 kg, we convert from kg to gram by multiplying it by 1000. So we have 1500 gram. Then we have change in temperature is equal to 45 degrees Celsius minus 15 degrees Celsius. So this is initial and final. So change in temperature is final temperature minus initial temperature. And we need to calculate heat required for temperature change. The formula for that is mass of water into change in temperature in the unit of calorie. So we substitute and we multiply, and we get the answer as 45,000 calories. Now we know that 1 calorie is 4.18 joules. So to convert 45,000 calories to joules, so we need heat to raise the temperature of an object or to change its states. But from where do we get this heat? So there are various sources of heat. The most important is the sun. The sun is the biggest source of heat received by Earth. A large amount of heat is generated due to nuclear fusion taking place in its center. In nuclear fusion, hydrogen atoms combine or fuse to form helium nuclei, and heat is generated in this process. And another source of heat is the earth. We know that the core of the earth is very hot. So as the temperature at the center of the earth is very high, the earth is also a source of heat, and this heat is called as geothermal energy. We get heat from chemical energy as well. So there are some chemical reactions that happen which give out give out heat. So when we burn fuels like wood, coal and petrol, we know that there is a chemical reaction going on between the wood and the oxygen which gives out heat. The chemical reaction between the fuel and oxygen gives heat, and heat is generated in this reaction. We get heat from electrical appliances or from electrical energy as well. So, in our daily life, we use several equipments which produce heat, like we use electric water heater, or we use the electric iron to iron our clothes, or we use the oven. These are based on the property of heating or by electric current. So, electric current is also a source of heat to us. We get heat energy from atomic energy as well. So we know that huge amount of heat is produced by nuclear fission in which uranium and thorium atoms break, and it gives us heat energy. A large amount of heat is produced. This is used in atomic energy projects. We get heat energy from air. So we know that we have lot of greenhouse gases like carbon, methane, etc. These gases trap the heat in the atmosphere and keeps the atmosphere warm. So it is air is also a source of energy since it keeps us warm. We shall study an activity now. We have three bowls over here in which we have cold water, lukewarm water and hot water. First, we dip right hand in cold water and left hand in hot water, and we keep them immersed for 2 3 minutes. After that, both the hands are dipped in lukewarm water. Even though both hands are dipped in water in the same vessel, we see that water at the same temperature. Right hand, we will feel the water to be cold, and left hand will feel the water is hot. This is because we cannot measure the temperature just by touching. Temperature is a very relative subject for us to feel, and this is why we use thermometers to measure the temperature. Let us understand about heat and temperature. What is the difference between them? We know that substances are made of atoms, and atoms in a substance are always in motion. The total kinetic energy of atom in a substance is the measure of heat in that substance. So total kinetic energy is measure of heat, and the average. Let us take a look at two gas chambers, one at high and another at low temperature. The direction of the arrows show that where they are moving, and the magnitude is the length of the arrows. So the velocity of atoms in gas at higher temperature is larger than the velocity of gas at lower temperatures. So the atoms in the solid are not as free as atoms in gas or liquid, and hence they have very less space to move because they are very tightly bound and very close to each other. So they cannot be displaced from their places when they get energy. And when we provide them heat or give them heat, or when we heat them, there is no space for them to move around, so they oscillate around their fixed positions. So you can see that atoms over here, when the object is cold, they are hardly vibrating or moving. However, if you see at the higher temperatures, they are oscillating with much more higher amplitude. So let us have a thought experiment. In this we have two objects, object 1 and object 2. Now the mass of 2 is greater than mass of 1 by 2 times. That means that number of atoms in 2 are greater than number of atoms in 1. Even if temperatures of both of them are equal and the average kinetic energy is equal, the total kinetic energy is different. Since mass 2 has more atoms in it, its total kinetic energy is twice that of mass 1, even if they have the same temperatures. Temperatures are measured in units of Celsius, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin. Kelvin is mostly used in scientific experiments, whereas Celsius and Fahrenheit are used in daily life. And the relationship between them is given by these formula. So if you want to convert Fahrenheit to Celsius, you need to put the value of Fahrenheit in this and you will get the value of Celsius, and vice versa. Similarly for Kelvin. And let us look at a problem. How much will the temperature of 68 degree Fahrenheit be in Celsius and Kelvin? We have been given the temperature in Fahrenheit and we need to find temperature in Celsius and Kelvin. We have the formula F minus 32 divided by 9 gives C by 5. We substitute 68 instead of F and we calculate to get Celsius as 20 degrees. So the temperature in Celsius is 20 degrees Celsius. For Kelvin, you need to add by 273.15 and you get the temperature. Let us look at the device which is used to measure temperature, that is thermometer. A thermometer is shown in this diagram. It has a narrow glass tube which has a bulb at the end. The bulb and the part of some tube is filled with liquid. Earlier, they used to use mercury to fill the bulb, but since it has adverse effects on health, we use alcohol now. The rest of the volume has vacuum. So this tube is empty, it has nothing in it, not even air, and it is closed at the other end. The bulb is kept in contact with the object whose temperature we want to measure. We know that liquids expand on heating and contract on cooling. And using the property of expansion, the temperature is obtained from the level of alcohol. So let us look at the types of thermometers that we have. First is the digital thermometers, which use sensors to measure the temperature, and the temperature is displayed on the LED screen. The another one is the clinical thermometer. Now clinical thermometers are used at homes all the time, and the normal body temperature of a person is 37 degrees Celsius, which is noted or listed over here. So to measure the temperatures, the scale goes from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. These days, normally digital thermometers are used instead of clinical thermometers. Apart from that, there are thermometers that are used in laboratory, shown over here, and they have a huge range, special ranges as well. So they go from 40 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius or even larger, and they can measure minimum temperatures as well. Apart from that, to measure the temperatures during the day, children, we are at the end of this session. Let's have a quick recap. We studied about heat, sources of heat, the difference between heat and temperature. That is, one is total kinetic energy and temperature is average kinetic energy of atoms. Various units used to measure the temperature, that is degree Celsius, Kelvin and Fahrenheit. And we studied about thermometer, how it is constructed, and various types of thermometers like digital, clinical, maximum and minimum, etc. For your homework, collect information on digital thermometer, how it is made, what are its functions, and different types of digital thermometers, and write a report on it. Thank you and have a good day.